photography, and today I'm going to show you how I organize my files for Lightroom, Photoshop, and any projects that I'm working on. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to go up here to my folder, which is over in my external hard drive. What I typically do is all my projects are over here. It's a little crazy right now. I really don't have that many different projects going on. I mean, I do, but I don't. Doesn't make sense, but whatever. But yeah, sorry, it's been a while since I've done one of these, so the video might be a little weird, a little hard to follow, but I'll try to make this as easy as possible. I usually put a backup file over here on my hard drive, and then my project, while I'm working on it, will actually be on my desktop. This is different for Windows versus Mac, but the idea is kind of the same. The layout will be a little bit different, so hopefully it's easy for you Windows users to follow this. Anyways, I have a folder for my photography and a few other folders, but my external hard drive is primarily used for my photography and videography and a few other things that I do, but usually just those two things. So I'll categorize it by year. I just got this hard drive a few months ago, so I figured I'd do everything from 2017 on this new hard drive, and previous years are stored on other hard drives that I have. So I'll do the resistance photography, and under that I do the year, and then I'll do the month, and then so we'll go to January. You can see all the projects that I've done, and what I'll typically do is I'll name them by the month, the day, the year, and usually the location. A lot of times I'll do the location and who I'm shooting and what type of project it is. So we'll go ahead and we'll click this. I name mine Cat for my catalog, Lightroom catalog, my final folder, and then my raw folder, which is where all my raw files go. So if I click here, this does show what cameras I use. So I put 5D3, which is a Canon 5D Mark III, and a 5DC, which is a 5D Classic. I no longer actually own either one of those cameras. I recently did switch to Sony. So I am using the A6000, the A7R, and the A7S. I feel those are more versatile for this type of stuff that I shoot. So yeah. So we'll go to the 5D3, and since we're in the raw file, here's all my Mark III files. Normally I would name these files the same as I would name my folder to begin with. We'll go ahead and do that now, since I think I didn't even work on that project yet. It was a second shooting gig, so I didn't get a chance to actually look at all the images or anything. So I'll go ahead and I will select everything, right click, and we will rename it. And oh yeah, A7R, I must have named one of my recent files that. So this actually, let me see what I named this. This is January 6, 2017 McHenry Mansion. So what I will do is rename, and I'll go ahead in January 6, 2017 underscore McHenry underscore Mansion underscore raw. Now I could, since this is a different camera, go ahead and before raw, I will do 5D3 underscore raw. That way I at least know what camera it is. The reason I do this is, let's say a few years down the road, I develop a different editing style, or I want to go back and look at some of my old work. I can just search for this if maybe I don't remember what month it was or anything. These are keywords basically that help me do that. So I'll go ahead and rename that. So all my raw files are renamed. Taking a little second to actually do it. But yeah, it's renaming all my raw files. I would do the same thing for the Classic. Obviously my Classic was not used that much. Just because it's an older camera, and I really only used that to have fun with. I don't depend on that camera, or I did not depend on that camera for weddings. It was more so I like the colors and everything that it did. So everything here is pretty much the same. I'll change the 3 to C for Classic, rename it, and there we go. So that's a general outline. Oh, my wife is texting me. Ignore that. Yeah, my brain's all over the place. I had a couple rock stars today. So let's go ahead and we've done all this. Let's go ahead and we'll start a folder from scratch on my desktop. So today's date is the 3rd. So it's May 3rd. So that's going to be 05032017. That's what I name everything. That way, all my dates are in order. And if, like I said, if I need to go back, or maybe the client wants something re-edited, or maybe I want to redeliver it, or just whatever, portfolio purposes, I know everything around that time, is going to be located in the same area and categorized pretty well. So we'll do that, and we'll do test, video, and then we will do watcher. Because you are watching this video, so I'm doing this video for you and all that good stuff. So, I mean, it's just a basic, idea of how to do it. So now that I do that, I'll do a raw. I will do a final. And what I like to do sometimes for final, I'll just put FN, because I know anything with FN in the tagline or in the description or the title or anything is going to be final. I will do a cat, which is a catalog. If I'm working video, and let's say I'm doing a wedding that's, I worked photo and video, I'll go ahead and do project, because I will be doing a premiere project. So I know myself that project, that means premiere project. Now you can rename it, premiere or whatever you want. But, naming stuff is really going to help you out. So I'll do project, and then if I have audio from the wedding, I'll go ahead and do audio. That way, I keep repeating myself, I know where everything's at. So we'll go to raw, and we will do, since I'm working Sony now, I'll do the A7R, rename, I'll do the A7S, and then I will do the A6000. And typically I don't work on more than one project, but let's say for a wedding, I did video and the clients did request a highlight reel and a full video. So I'll go ahead and label this highlight, and then we'll make another folder and we'll do full. And maybe they wanted a highlight reel and they wanted ceremony and speeches separate, but they didn't want a full video. So I'll go ahead and do ceremony, and then I will do speeches, and there we go. That way, when I go to Premiere and I create a new project, I'll go ahead and save the project here. That way I know exactly where it is, and everything is in the same place. For final, sometimes I'll do a client final. If we're doing photo and video, I'll go ahead and label this photo. I'll go ahead and label this video. And so we'll click on photo, and let's say I want to break up my files into maybe prep, and then I can do ceremony, speeches, all that stuff separate. Typically, all my photo is all thrown into there. For some reason, maybe I want to do web-sized images, and maybe images I want to share online that are not at full resolution, maybe for compression reasons, things like Facebook, Instagram, whatever, my website. So I'll go here and I'll put clients, maybe underscore FN. Typically I just put clients. That way I know all the client's final images go in there. Go to new folder, and I'll do web. What I typically do is social. So I know social means social media. Anything that's going to be shared with anybody else other than the client, I name social. Same with video. We can do the final ceremony. We can do speeches, etc. I think you guys kind of get the point for that. For videos, since I'm not really working with that much video, I just kind of throw all the videos into the same folder because I'm not really too concerned about that. Catalog, same like I said before. Usually I work within the same Lightroom catalog, so I don't worry about that. Audio, I'll do the same thing. I kind of just throw all the audio into the same folder. I don't do too much more than that. And yeah, so the raw, I mean, it's pretty straightforward, pretty easy. I know some people, when they import their images into Lightroom, let's go ahead and actually, I'll open up Lightroom real quick, create a new folder, and I'll show you guys what I like to do with that. So actually, let's take this image, I'll copy it. I have Premiere running in the background, and this is a pretty large project, and I haven't turned my computer off in a few weeks, so it's running a little slow, and I'm doing a live screening, so yeah, I'm not going to worry about the update just yet. And hey, Joseph, if you're watching this, there's your little lady friend. I know, actually, you're part of the reason I'm making this video, so there you go. I was actually working on a few images the other night. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to bring these in kind of like I'm bringing them off of my memory card. And we'll just say this was all shot with the A7S. Even though some of them were and were not, we'll go ahead and just pretend that they are for the sake of the video. So I have those images there. Let's go ahead and we'll open up Lightroom. And the very first thing I do in Lightroom is create a new catalog. A lot of people like to work within the same catalog. I like to create a new catalog every time I work on a project. So if you look on my project list, there's quite a few projects on here that maybe I haven't transferred over to my external hard drive yet. I've kind of been out of the office for the past couple weeks. Had a lot of different things going on. So yeah. We know that this is the folder we created. We know we have a catalog folder. I'm not going to create anything else other than that. And then what I will do is I will name the catalog folder the same name I created for this folder. I do that with pretty much everything I create, my projects, everything. So I'll go 05032017, which is today's date, test video watcher, because you are the one watching this. And what I'll typically do is I'll copy this, so every time I create a new project, rename a file, anything, this is the same name that's going to be on every file. And then I will go ahead and add cat to this one. If it was a project in Premiere, I would put PROJ for project. You can tag these. It's probably best if you do. I'm not going to lie, I'm kind of guilty and I don't do that yet. But that's something that I need to get into, and maybe if I do, I'll show you guys exactly how I do that and what the benefits are of doing that. So I'll create a new project, and of course Lightroom's going to close and reopen. So we'll wait a minute on that. It's opening up. You guys are waiting. It's getting kind of awkward. Still waiting. Oh, there we go. Finally. So I'll go up here, click on Library, click on Import. Now, I know there's a way to import images differently. This is how I do it. I feel like this is easiest for me. I've never had any issues. I don't have to worry about it. It's wonderful. I love it. So we'll go over to the desktop, down to today's date. We'll click on that. We'll go on RAW. Now, if I didn't want to import every image from each camera that was shot, I would go ahead and click on the camera. Normally, I just import all the images anyway, so I'll click there. I'll click import, and there we go. We have the images imported. Now, all these images are taken by me, except for the Scion XB, obviously, or not obviously, you guys wouldn't know. But this image was not taken by me. It was taken by somebody else. I did steal it off Google so I can use it for my second screen because that is my dream car. A little bit of information you guys might want to know or may not want to know. I don't know. So, yeah, I'm going to show you my images just because they're fun. And I just did this couple's wedding a few weeks ago. Joseph, if you're watching, there you are. I don't know why this image looks so weird. Maybe it's taking a minute to load. It was shot with the A7R, so, or maybe it's a low resolution image. I don't know. And then my wife's eyeball. Yeah, you don't need to see those images. I'm making this tutorial way too long anyways. So now that I've created this catalog, I can go over to my folder, go to my cat folder, and there we are. There's my catalog. So I can close this out, and then if I need to, double click on my catalog, and it's going to reopen, which is wonderful. I love it. I love knowing exactly where my catalog is stored because I was actually working with Joseph, this guy Joseph, who just recently picked up photography, and he's killing it. He's slaying it. And I was trying to teach him how to do this, and it kind of inspired me to do a tutorial. So he's getting a new computer today. Go Joseph. And yeah, anyways, he's getting a new computer, and we were trying to figure out catalogs and where to store them, and we lost a catalog, so we had to export as TIFF files, re-import into a new catalog. It got kind of crazy. And that made me realize that doing this simply, organizing the best that we can from the get-go makes everything so much easier. So we'll go here, and you can go to open recent catalog, but I know that, these only go so far back. I usually switch my catalogs, or I switch my folders over to my external anyway, so it doesn't keep everything on there that I know of. But storing it, I cannot stress enough, storing your catalog exactly where you can trace it, just in case you can't go to your recent catalogs, makes everything so much easier. And it's insane how much easier it makes it. So the same thing with my projects. When I save the projects, they're going to be in these folders, and I don't have to worry about tracking them down. My final images go there, my catalog goes there, my audio, so any music, any external audio that I have recorded, any sound effects, anything will go into that folder. And I think that's it, guys. I mean, it's pretty simple, pretty easy to do. It seems like a lot when you first start doing it, but honestly, if you can do this for everything, I promise you, your life will be so much easier. This video, I found an overlay that I wanted to use. I probably should have thrown that into an overlay file. I didn't really do all that. Here, I need to create a final folder. Oh, rename that. Oh, wrong one. How the heck? Oh, okay, I see what I did. Create a final folder there. Same there. I wasn't working on my finals yet, so yeah, just like right there, that did the same thing here. I mean, there's different ways to do everything. I don't want to say I have the same exact layout every time I do it, but I do try to stick to it the best that I can. Hold up. I think my hard drive, computer's being a little slow right now, so oh, there we go. So yeah, just like right here, I have my catalog, my final, my raw. Here I have CC. So the CC for me, if I'm working in DaVinci Resolve, CC means color corrected. So for these images, when I shot this wedding, I was probably using a flatter profile. So I like to color correct and Resolve for some of my images before I pull them into Premiere. It's probably best to do them in Premiere, but I'm learning videos, so that's how I do it. Highlight, there's my project with proxies all over the place, my raw, I have my Sony, my drone, my audio. Yeah, actually I'll throw my audio in my raw file because it's a raw file, I guess. Same with this one, that one. Let's see. There, we do the same thing. So it's pretty, pretty consistent across the board. I mean, there's things that are a little different. Maybe I make multiple projects and do that. Modeling session, I'll split it up. So whatever works for you guys. So I just wanted to share this. If it was helpful, leave a thumbs up. If you didn't like it, don't leave a thumbs down, please. It makes me feel sad, and I don't like seeing those. And I mean, I think this was kind of straightforward. If you want, share this with your friends, share it with family, subscribe to the channel, and leave a comment. So if there's something I explained a little weird, or if there's something else you guys would like to see that's kind of relevant to something like this, feel free to let me know. While I'm at it, I'm actually going to eject my external hard drive. Make sure to eject your SD cards, any memory cards, external hard drives, anything. Eject those before pulling them out of your computer, because they do have a way of corrupting. And if you're not backing up your stuff to multiple devices or locations, you can end up losing it. So I hope that was helpful. Thanks guys for watching, and hopefully I'll drop another tutorial soon. You guys have a wonderful day, and bye.